¿Qué? Uy, loco, ¿qué será eso? No entiendo. ¿Qué es eso?
Wait. What if I told you that some things that we believe about medicine are not actually true? In medicine, myths are everywhere. We hear them at home, on TikTok, from friends, from family, or from people who say, trust me, this always works. Some myths sound harmless, some of them sound logical, and some sound so common that we never stop to question them. But the problem is that medical myths can be really dangerous because they can make people take their own medicine, avoid the doctor, or believe something that is not based on science. So today I want to talk about one very common medical myth, which is antibiotics cure the flu or a common cold. A lot of people believe this. For example, when someone has fever, sore throat, cough, body pain, or a runny nose, they may think, I need antibiotics. And it makes sense why people believe it. Antibiotics sound strong. Many people think that antibiotics are like a powerful medicine for any infection. So if they feel very sick, they think antibiotics will make them recover faster. But this myth is false. The main reason is very simple. The flu and the common cold are caused by viruses, not bacteria, and antibiotics do not work against viruses. Antibiotics are medicines made to fight bacteria, and bacteria and viruses are not the same. They are different types of germs and they work in different ways. A simple way to understand it is this. Imagine you have two different enemies, but only one specific weapon. Antibiotics are a weapon against bacteria, but they are not a weapon against viruses. So if you take antibiotics when you have the flu or the cold, then the medicine is not attacking the real cause of the problem. It is like using the wrong key for a door. They can be big, expensive, and strong, but if it's not the right key, then the door will not open. The same thing happens with antibiotics. They can be very useful when there is a bacterial infection, but they will not cure a viral infection like the flu or a common cold. When someone has a cold, the body usually needs rest, water, and time. Some medicines can help with the symptoms. For example, medicine can help lower fever, reduce pain, or make breathing easier if the nose is blocked. But that doesn't mean that antibiotics are needed. Another reason this myth is false is that taking antibiotics without needing them can cause many problems. Some people think if antibiotics do not help, at least they will not harm me. But this is also fake. Antibiotics can cause side effects like stomach pains, nausea, diarrhea, or allergies. They can also affect the good bacteria that lives in our body. And there is an even bigger problem: antibiotic resistance. Antibiotic resistance means that bacteria become stronger and they learn how to survive against antibiotics. So if people use antibiotics when they do not need them, then the bacteria can become resistant. Then in the future, when someone really needs antibiotic for a serious bacterial infection, the medicine may not work on them. That is why doctors do not give antibiotics for every cough, every sore throat, or every fever. A fever or a sore throat does not always mean bacteria. Many times it is just a virus. So the myth is false because antibiotics do not cure the flu or a common cold. These illnesses are usually caused by viruses, and antibiotics only work against bacteria. Taking antibiotics for a virus doesn't make the person heal faster. It doesn't kill the virus, and it can cause side effects and antibiotic resistance.
Today I'm going to talk about a common myth that is often shared on social media and other online platforms. The belief that removing sugar or glucose from our diet can kill or cure cancer. Many people believe this is myth because it is based on a real scientific fact that is often misunderstood. Scientists know that the cancer cells use largest amounts of the glucose to obtain energy. This phenomenon is known as the Warburg effect, When the people hear this information, they may think that if they stop eating sugar, cancer cells will die because they no longer have a fuel in addition to first caused by cancer and the longer amount on the misinformation on the internet help spread this belief. However, scientific evidence shows a different reality. According to the National Cancer Institute in the United States, there is no scientific evidence that eating sugar makes cancer grow faster or that removing sugar from the diet makes cancer spread. In addition, a 60-man review by Romers and College published in 2021 in the journal Clinical and the Experiment Medicine analyzed studies about ketogenic diets in cancer patients and found that there is no enough evidence to say that reducing carbohydrates and glucose can cure cancer. Similarly, Shingar and colleagues in the review published in the BMC Cancer in 2019 studied fasting, calories restriction, and ketogenic diets during cancer treatment and concluded that there is no stronger clinical evidence showing that these strategies can eliminate tumor or replace standard cancer treatments. Science also explain why this myth is false. First, all the cells in the human body need glucose to be functional properly, especially the brain cells. Second, even if a person stops eating carbohydrates, the body can still produce glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis, which mainly occurs in the liver. In addition, cancer cells can adapt and use other sources of energy, such as proteins and fats. Therefore, it's not possible to stop cancer simply by removing sugar from the diet. For this reason, people should always look for information from reliable sources such as scientific institutions, universities, and healthcare professionals. It is also important to maintain a balanced diet, exercise regularly, avoid smoking, and follow the treatment recommended by doctor. Not that should replace evidence-based cancer treatment. In conclusion, not everything we see on social media is true. Also, cancer cells use glucose to recurrent scientific evidence show that removing sugar does not cure cancer. The best way to fix missing information is through health education, critical thinking, and trust in the scientific and healthcare professionals.
Recently, a video has been circulating on social media claiming there is a dangerous link between paracetamol, also known as acetaminophen or Tylenol, and autism. The video suggests that taking this common medication during pregnancy increases the risk of autism in children. Today we are going to look at the facts and separate from actual science. It is easy to see why people believe this. Pregnancy is a time when parents want to do everything perfectly to protect their baby. When a video warns you about a common medication, it triggers an immediate emotional reaction. Also, autism diagnoses have increased globally, but science shows is this due to better screening and broader diagnostic criteria, not because of everyday pain relievers. So, what does real science say? To find the truth, researchers conducted a massive study analyzing data from over 2.4 million children. They compared siblings, brothers and sisters whose mother took paracetamol during one pregnancy but not during another. The result, they found absolutely no increase in the risk of autism. Small links found in older studies were actually caused by genetics or the maternal infection themselves. Let's be direct. Major global health organizations, including the FDA in the United States and the EMA in the Europe, have reviewed the data and state clearly that there is no confirmed scientific link. Paracetamol remains the safest and most shortly taste pain and fever reducer available for pregnant individuals when used correctly. However, we should always use medication responsibly. Here are the prepared guidelines. First, always consult your doctor before taking any medication during pregnancy. Second, use the lowest effective dose. Third, use it for the shortest time possible. Remember, living a high fever and rate during pregnancy is far more dangerous for the baby than taking paracetamol to reduce it. As a final message, remember that health education is our best shield against panic. Social media loves sensation and titles, but science relies on rigorous evidence. When you see shocking health claims online, take a break, check the source, and consult your doctor. Let's choose facts over fear.